welcome back to my channel, The Beginning Idea. Today we are going to be taking a look at a game that was announced at the Game of the Year Awards. Not just announced, it was like a third teaser. Well, people are calling it a teaser, but I don't think it's a teaser. It's a 6-minute plus trailer, not just gameplay. It showed a lot of things. I mean, it raises more questions, but I think that's a good thing when you consider it's a gameplay for a new game. So it's like, if it doesn't raise any question, it's like the usual thing again, but it raises a lot of question when it comes to this. And it's the main reason it's raising that much question is about because it's created by someone who's famous in the gaming industry, and it's kind of like his big title that is coming out probably next year, at the end of the next year, and it's created by Sony. So I think it's exclusive for PS4, but that's sad. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And I'm going to talking about what this game is all about, what I think the game can be about, or like some speculation, just a bit, and that'll be about actual like people who talked about the game, what it is all about, and stuff like that, and gameplay aspects that they have revealed thus far, and the people who are in the game, and much more. And this is the reason why I made this video into a separate one, because I talked about the premieres. I think one is going to come out today about part 2, and part 1 I talked about funny moments also be coming out today, and I talked about the game awards as a whole, the games that actually won. So there's a lot of things that are to be taken from this event, but at the end of the day, this game is the highlight of that entire event. I'm not kidding. It's like a big deal created by a big guy in the industry, and I think it deserves a separate video, in my opinion at least, and that's why I'm making a separate video of it. Without much further ado, let's just get into the video, shall we? So the first things, the game's characters, let's just say Mads Mikkelsen and Norman Reedus. So these two guys are artists that's like using their motion capture, voice acting. So they are not just like random actors, they're just like models or something. People call for, okay, you're gonna be this character, we are gonna base this character off you. They are actors who actually one did Hannibal, the TV show, and the other did Walking Dead respectively. So they are big actors in their own regards. And when they asked about the games, like, what do you think about this game you are in, they didn't know about the game, they didn't know what the game is all about, they just acted the game, they just played the part. And that's, I think, surprising to me, but at the same time I think I understand the aspect of it, because they are kind of like paying for a big gig, and also playing the game for a big dude who's written some complex things. And this game the trailer looks complex as well. Now I gotta mention, the trailer will be running over my head from time to time, but there will be no music. I'll be the one talking over it. But from the trailer, from bits and parts, you will understand how weird it is and what I think about. So the name of the game actually gives out something that is people are talking about, Death Stranding, and it's like a whale stranding thing, where sometimes a phenomena happens where the whale beaches itself, and no one knows how it happens, but they can't, like, there's like a lot of different ideas on how to put it back in the water, but at the same time there's no one decisive thing. And I think that's people are speculating that the game is going to be all about that. Maybe people get stranded on a certain dimensions without knowing how they got there, and there are like plenty of deals to get out of there, but there's no one decisive thing. That's kind of like a thing that people are discussing. And from the trailer I can speculate about something that I'm going to talk about now. Well, if you look at the trailer, it's kind of like darkness, and I think that's kind of like upside down world, like they showed in Stranger Things. You die as a character in the real world, and you go to that upside down world, and there's like a thing where you died at let's say age 18, age 20 or something like that, and that kind of like a black thing sucks out the rest of your life, and then it feeds on that. And this phenomenon can be seen in Marvel Agents of Shield. Now why am I making this reference is because in the third season, I think that was the major focus point of things, where they banished Inhuman to a different dimension, just because of his powers. Now, if you don't know his powers, it's like a hive mind. It controls all the things that are around it, and it doesn't kill Inhumans. It controls Inhumans, and it kills humans. It just like eats their flesh out and then draws their energy to it. That's the power of things. And when I see this, that's what it screamed to me. Oh shit, I have seen this before, and I think that's what it is. So that's kind of my mindset, and I understand if it's the case. And that kind of like they will show a baby and it will be inside Norman Reedus. I'm like, hmm. I I have no idea what's that all about, so I'm not going to speculate it. I'm not going to make reference about it. So it is what it is. Okay, let's just move on, and then we will see in the game when we play it. Okay. Now I got to talk about the guy who made this game, right? Hideo Kojima. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's a guy. He's famous in the industry for creating the Metal Gear series, and Kojima Productions is one of the biggest gaming productions where it has created a lot of games. But the this game was in the problems of things because they were trying to dissolve everything in the industry, everything in the company, and they were trying to make it out of there. And there was like a tug of war. And right now he came out and then he's independent. That's what like people have been saying, like just come independent and then make games. That's what he done. Now this game production was kind of like a reflection of what he can do, and it's a separateness from that company. And Sony has taken him under their wings, and then they have given him the resources. It's to be done. Like when Hideo Kojima asks, okay, I need these guys, Sony doesn't even think, do it. Even more resources. If you even don't ask, I'll give you more resources, because he's that kind of a guy who can make you a great game that you can sell for people. Yeah, so the business works, hand in hand. So I got to talk about the gameplay aspects that they revealed from the trailer, and they talked about it throughout the years. Now, the first thing is it's an action game, obviously open world. You can do a lot of things, and a lot of people are saying that you are dying and then you're going into another world, as I said. So I think that's kind of like a pretty much given fact now, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe they surprise us with another surprising thing. It's all about the surprises, mate. So it's all about the surprises, so they can do all the things that they want. And there's also like thing that I'm really most interested about is timefall effect, where if you don't know what timefall effect is, it's kind of like a rain matter. So in our world, if it rains, it's just water and it's like goes on land, right? But if it's timefall, the same thing, but when it hits land, that's it. That's not going to be there. That land is not going to be there because it's a time effect. So it's destroyed that location overall. So that sort of effects is there in the game. And he says like it's a dying game where you die as a character, and the decisions that you take in that world, when you come back live, it will have a repercussion. So you gotta be careful of things. And he said that there's going to be an environment where you can actually interact with a lot of things. You can take loot, you can talk to different people and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to this game. And Death Stranding is something that is absolutely amazing. There are people who said they were in it, but apparently they're not. They talk about when they interviewed a lot of people, the game designers, the people who talked about it, they didn't actually understand the concept of game. It's like Hideo Kojima explained it as best as he could, but people still don't understand it. And that's not the case. Okay, that's not the point. Like if the actor who plays it doesn't understand the game, doesn't mean the game is bad. It's like how it is to us. When I play the game, if I can understand, then he has done a great job, even without the actors knowing what they have done. So that's kind of like the major thing I would say that I look for in games that are this complex. But if I think this has taken inspiration from a lot of things, from as I said, the Inhuman I talked about, and then these things and the Stranger Things as well. We will see how it turns out. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about the baby showing thumbs up inside Norman Reedus. I think that was a bizarre thing that I saw from the trailer. Whatever it is, you can even speculate about it. That's the great thing. That's the great thing about this game. So let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about this. That's the question of the day for you. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, be peculiar, stay peculiar. Stop posting around and hit that subscribe button, also the notification icon near it, the bell. Hit that bell and join the Cavalier Collective. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Let it go.